Oh my God, it's Sunny Days! Sunny Days has returned!
SHW. This is our wrestling.
This is insane.
You think you could walk all over me, but I don't see that happening. We're warriors.
Are you kidding me right now? David Ali is your new Southern Honor Champion. Unbelievable. Spear to Hanson. But look, he never dropped his spear. Ooh.
You get a moonsault, and you get a moonsault, and you get a moonsault.
This crowd is going ballistic.
And now, the voices of Southern Honor Wrestling, Brandon Benefield and Gerard Bonner.
What is going on, everybody? It's SHW. This is Our Wrestling, the official podcast of SHW. B-Double Brandon Benefield, GB Gerard Bonner, and the lovely Diana Michelle right there. How you guys doing today?
Good. How are you?
Good. Excited. I'm excited to be here because this week we're going to be doing the preview show for SHW 26, which of course is coming up next Friday, and it's going to be awesome. We got an amazing card, and is there anything in particular you guys are looking forward to the most? We've heard of like 7 big matches so far.
Man, I'm ready to see the captain and Lee come back. I haven't had a chance to actually see them, so that's going to be exciting.
Yeah. That's going to be good. Man, there's just so much on this card that's going to be incredible, from the title match. Well, actually, there are 2 title matches, which those should be very, very interesting matches. So I'm looking forward to all of it. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't know if you could hear the phone buzzing here.
No, I couldn't think. Uh-oh, what?
You're
What's
not going to
happening?
believe who's blowing up my phone right now.
Oh, no.
So
whenever your phone goes off during the show, it's not good.
Right. I'm a little reluctant to reply here. Well, so last week, if you recall, GB and I discussed how this week, jokingly, we said it was going to be Ashton Starr week because he's got the documentary that came out yesterday. Of course, the show with Susie, SHW since day one. So now he's blowing my phone up, insisting that we bring him on the show with us here.
Of course he is.
You can't be serious, man. We're having a good moment right now.
So he says, hang on here. He says he's sitting in the waiting room of the chat. How did he even get in here?
We need better security on this because people just hack in. Right?
You think maybe Hanson helped him hack in or something? All right. Well, guys, just bear with us.
Bring him on. We got to get this over with sometime. So
I don't know how this is going to go. Sorry, guys. I probably shouldn't have I should have turned my phone off during the show.
Yes.
But here we go. We'll bring him in here real quick. Hang on. Well, all right. Hey, it's Ashton Starr. Thank you.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us.
Hello.
Yeah, we hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Can
you hear me? Are you sure? Okay. So how do I mute you guys as I talk?
Well, no, but it's our show, so I mean, we have control over the mute buttons.
No, but as I've told you guys before, any show that I'm on instantly becomes my show. That's how it works. I mean, I do constantly make history, like I'm making history right now. I mean, how many times have you had the same guest on your show more than once?
This is the first time. You're right.
This would be a first. Yeah.
I know. So look at me awarding you guys history, and you guys just continue to treat me like crap. Like I don't hear the commentary or anything like that. Although I do appreciate you answering this phone. I mean, you would have to, or else my lawyers would be in contact with your lawyers and Southern Honors lawyers, and nobody wants lawyers involved.
No, we don't. Well, you know what? It makes sense. It is Ashton Starr week here.
What's with the quotations?
I'm sorry. I forgot we're on video. I forget you can see me. Sorry about that.
I can see you.
Anyways, it's not funny, Diana. So no, this is great. We're glad to have you on. It's Ashton Starr week here in the SHW world.
It's Ashton Starr week all over the world, not just in Southern Honor world, all over the world. Everybody is celebrating Ashton Starr week. This has been a phenomenal week. Did I say phenomenal? Because it is a phenomenal week. Okay? I don't know if you were aware, but yesterday, my documentary, STARRFIRE, the Ashton Starr Story, aired. Okay?
Yes.
Big deal.
It was
Big deal.
It was phenomenal, actually.
It was
It was.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Which is
Mhm.
how we should elaborate that. That's how we're saying it from now on. It is phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Phenomenal. I don't like how you say it, Brandon, so just give it up. But it's
GB,
phenomenal.
I just want to know, at what point do you get your own week? Like, did you bestow this upon yourself? Did someone else bestow it upon you? How do we have your own week?
I think circumstances did it. I mean, think about it. It was Effie's Twitch Monday. I was on Tipping Point on Tuesday. Wednesday was when I elaborated to the world what was going on. Not to mention the double feature yesterday. First, the Southern Honor Wrestling since day one that I did with Suzanne. Yeah,
Right.
and made her show my show, which if you think about it, her show is just a spinoff of my show. It's like I'm friends and she's Joey or something.
Oh, well, okay,
Huh.
fair enough.
I never thought.
And
of it
now
like
I'm
that.
here with you guys. And then Sunday I have the Cassandra Cup. So I'm very busy, and I have bestowed the opportunity to talk to you guys on my week-long press tour.
Well, thank
Well,
you.
on behalf of Southern Honor Podcast, may I just say welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. See, that's how you started. Finally, Diana, you've done something right. Look at you. Finally, you've done something right. That is how you introduce somebody who is history to your show. So thank you. See, that's why you won the award. Good job.
Well, I won the award for many reasons, but you know.
Yeah.
I don't think announcing was one of them, sweetheart. Let's just
Oh,
keep it
yeah,
moving.
It was definitely one of those sweethearts.
Uh-huh.
Well,
Mhm.
all right. Before we say anything that's gonna offend anybody, I am excited. Not only because it's been Ashton Starr Week, but also, of course, on this episode we are kind of previewing next week's SHW 26. And I got to tell you, I am super stoked right now because we have the return of somebody who's been gone for a long time from SHW. I'm talking about the captain, Sean Dean, and
The newly signed
that's right,
captain.
AEW
Sean
star, AEW star, Sean Dean. Wait, where did
Wow. Wait, he just wow.
Oh,
He just
there-
well.
I thought you left us.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You were saying names that weren't relevant to me, and I just had to step away for 2 seconds.
Well, I mean,
Well-
it's relevant because you'll be facing him next week at SHW
It's not relevant
26.
to this week. This is Ashton Starr Week.
But
all right.
he's AEW star, and he'll be taking things next week when he battles you. Yeah.
Okay, but
Yeah.
have I also not been on AEW?
You have.
I mean, you
yeah.
you have.
Okay,
Yes, you
okay,
have.
okay, okay.
You have. You have.
Have I also been in like your PWIs and
You
you
have.
know?
You
Does
have.
Sean Dean have his own show? Actually, my first show, Sean Dean was a guest on it. So if you
I
think
remember
about
that.
it, he's just another piggyback.
I remember that because you put the glitter in Logan Chase's face, but then Sean Dean took you down on the stage. You guys remember, like, and he
I
took you
I
out
remember.
on the.
Oh, baby, you also remember the next week when I beat his ass? Do you remember that as well?
Well,
Yeah,
that's true.
that is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
See,
is
Sean
true.
Dean and I have a
am I correct
history
in
of
saying
this.
that the last loss that Sean Dean have is because you gave it to him? Am I right?
Yeah, that was the last time he appeared in Southern Honor, period. I mean, the defeat was so embarrassing that no one wanted to see his face anymore. It was awesome.
Wow.
So
I
is
mean,
that why he's coming back to fight you?
He's coming back to get one last hurrah, one last heroic hurrah to try to defeat the man that he's never been able to defeat before. When Sean Dean first stepped foot into Georgia, his first big match was against me, to which he lost. His second big match in the state of Georgia was against me, and to which he lost. Okay? So what makes you think that the third time is the charm for Sean Dean?
Well, will it still be Ashton Starr Week next week? Because if it's not, then maybe he has a chance. Maybe.
No.
Maybe.
No.
No.
Do
No.
you have a certain approach that you plan on taking when he comes?
I won't dispel those things with you guys. I mean, for what? You don't care. You guys are my friends. I'm not going to dispel that information with you.
Actually, I
Hey.
do care, and I was your friend until you decided you wanted to be ugly to me. So
I only get
Mm.
on
ugly
my
with
guard.
people.
So please forgive me.
Oh, listen, you child, Diana. I only get ugly with those who get ugly with me. You choose to be disrespectful. I choose to put my hands in your face, and I can say whatever I want about that. Why? Because I'm the only person at Southern Honor who's been day one since day one. So everybody else who goes and steps on that show or steps on this show needs to know that I'm the only person who's actually been here since the first Southern Honor show, sometimes twice a night. Not to mention I have my own show at Southern Honor that is spinning off spin-offs. Okay, so I don't need this. I'm the Kardashians. You guys are like Chloe and Kim takes Manhattan or something. Like that's what it is.
Oh,
Well,
that's
funny you should mention
wow.
that because I believe this is the final season of the Kardashians, isn't
Okay.
it? Isn't it? I mean,
And
I mean, like now I have to say this, and I've said this on commentary, which I know you love.
uh-huh.
That since you have made this attitude change in the last few months, I don't agree with your ways, but you found ways to win rather regularly.
And why is that, Gerard? You're all the analyst here. Why is that?
Well, I think you have shown that you're perhaps a lot more clever than some others may be, which I commend you for. So now I'm curious to find out, at what point do you end up perhaps in the title picture?
Whenever management decides to bestow that opportunity upon me. I mean, think about it. There's no reason I probably right now, other than the actual champion, probably have the best win record of 2021.
I can't argue with that.
I have lost a total of one match.
This is true.
One match. So when
true.
is it that I get my opportunity at the championship? How many people do I have to beat at their own game? I defeated Var Morales in his own game. Oh, and
well,
because he
technically it was your
own game.
It was your match, but you changed the rules 5 or 6 times.
Did I change the rules? It's not my fault that you guys don't get the spreadsheet. Maybe you guys need new help and new lawyers. Everyone in the back knew. Why do you think the bell never rung every time one of those finishes happened? Because those weren't the rules.
Well,
it makes sense. It makes sense.
It does make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I've beaten other AEW people. I've beaten your Very Morales. I've beaten Sean Dean before. I've beaten Lee Johnson before. Who else? I defeated Brian Pillman. Would we just forgot that happened?
You did. Yes, you did.
Okay. So, as I stated last month, what will it take for me to finally get my opportunity at the title? How many times do we have to see Sunny Days go through a table like we care? How many times do we have to care about Logan Creed's bratty ass kid? How many times are we going to have to worry about who Austin Towers and Michael Judas and Corey Hollis? No one cares about these people. And then you keep sticking me with guests, and I keep defeating guests, and I just don't understand as to why this has to
we're not
happen.
making the matches. I'm just going to say we're not making the matches. We're just calling them. So my question is, since Gunnar has the next opportunity this coming show, have you beat him yet?
Hit who?
Gunnar.
Gunnar. John, there's a reason why Gunnar doesn't want to wrestle with me, okay? I'm too popular for Gunnar.
Oh.
I'm too popular for Gunnar. Here's the thing. You want to make sure you get all your ducks in a row. You want to make sure that you can step up to Kelly and Michelle before you approach Beyonce. Do you feel what I'm saying?
Oh.
Do you feel what I'm saying?
So who's Kelly and Michelle?
Kelly and Michelle, whoever's below me, look at the social media following. I have the most social media followers of anybody in Southern Honor.
Okay.
So going back to the Gunnar getting the title shot, do you have a preference? Because say you are next up in line, and we don't know, but we do know that management does listen to this show. They do watch this show, and so they're going to hear your plea there to put you next in line for a title shot. Do you have a preference between Gunnar and David Ali since they'll be facing off next week at SHW 26?
Nope.
Okay, so it doesn't matter. Either
I'm not
way.
afraid of Gunnar. I'm not afraid of Gunnar. I'm not afraid of David. I've beaten David on multiple occasions. He and I have had our run-ins. Gunner, who decided to quit wrestling and then decided to come back once there was a spotlight available, then yeah, I mean, either one. Why not?
Okay.
Well, personally, I'd like to see David win that match.
What match? I'm sorry.
David against Gunner this next week, and hopefully you get a shot so the two of you can beat each other's brains out. I think it would be wonderful.
Now you're team David.
Listen, I'm
no.
team that match. I don't care who
Yeah.
wins that match.
Mhm.
Just
Win.
go ahead and make it a hard. It should be a petty party rules match
rules.
where
Oh, cool.
anything goes. I think that would be amazing.
We should make it a Gerard on a pole match. And whoever is able to get to you first just beats the hell out of you.
Wow.
We'll call
I
it
don't-
the Fulton Industrial Street Fight.
Mm,
Oh, that's
Mm.
sad.
yeah,
I just miss the days of the gold hat. Remember when we were friends and you used to bring the hat and I get to wear the hat?
Oh,
he actually was champion when he had the hat.
Yeah. The gold hat matched the gold belt. It was great.
Okay, let's
that
get
did happen.
one thing straight. Yeah, it did happen, and you guys like to devalue that like it happened all the time.
That was one of my favorite moments in SHW history. I've said
It
that
was one of your
time.
favorite. It was one of your favorite moments. It was your favorite moment in
Well, because
SHW history.
it just was a moment.
Oh.
What?
Brandon, you act like I won't see you April 2nd, and I have to walk past your table. I mean, God forbid something happens to your table, right?
Sorry. Anyways.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
So getting back to the attitude change, what caused that? Can I ask?
Attitude change.
Yeah.
There's no attitude change.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why? Why? Because you guys went from screaming and crying and being happy to see me into screaming and crying and not being so happy to see me.
Well, I mean, you
I
were.
have to say, I can't be happy when you're coming out and you slapping Susie around. Just what the heck happened there?
Okay,
What
let's not act like Suzanne is a saint in this. Okay, you have seen on camera Suzanne mess up multiple times. We couldn't even get an advertisement for the petty party to go right because she brings me the wrong stuff. I mean, you are an assistant to me, okay? And you're coming in here and you're taking opportunities and you're taking attention away from me. The attention is not meant to be on you, sweetheart. It's meant to be on me. I'm the actual athlete here. I'm the wrestler. I'm the one who does pay-per-views and television spots and this, that, and the third. That is me. And as much as you like to discredit it, I actually did defeat Corey Hollis for the championship when he had it.
You did.
I do praise you for that.
And there was no Susie there, but there's Susie lurking in the crowd, waiting for her moment when it's time for me to get my rematch. And then there's Susie again.
Hype you up and to give you like good energy.
I don't need anybody to hype me up. Look at my name. It's Ashton Starr, not Ashton Sidekick. Okay, I'm Batman, not Robin.
So you don't need anybody to praise you.
No, I don't know if you noticed.
I remember that Ashton week.
Okay, but just remember also that while none of you have been praising me, I've been winning. Okay?
Yeah,
even with all your boos, I've been winning the most matches that I've ever been winning. So who was holding back who?
Well, that's my question. Is that why? You felt like they were holding you back, her and party planner? Were they holding you back?
Diana, you're smart. You look like you may have kind of gone to college community. But listen.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
It's very, very simple. Okay? Very simple. I am the star of the show and everything revolves around me. Okay. Everything revolves around me. Because I'm in this video, you'll probably get some of the most views you've ever had. More than when Chris Banks was on here. More than when, what did you have, Danny on here? Like, she has time like that, trust me. And then, who else have you had on here that no one cares about? Everybody on the roster but me?
Well, thank you. for
Yes.
allowing us to have you on here and
Mhm.
getting us all these views and all these listens here on the podcast. this
You
week.
are very welcome. You are very, very welcome. I make stars, as you can see by my record of all the people who appeared on television after facing me.
Mhm.
All I do is create stars. Stars.
All right, and good luck
Stars.
next. Yep, good luck next week in your match against the captain, Sean Dean.
No, thank you. Don't need it.
Oh, okay.
I'll be
Good luck.
pulling
Thank
for
you.
you. I want you to get a title
Appreciate
shot.
you talking to
Very
us.
soon.
Really, I mean, I do appreciate you talking to us and kind of enlighten us on how things really are.
Yep, sure. You're welcome. I expect my royalty check in the mail.
GB said he'd take care of that. Right?
Oh, GB takes care of that?
No, I'm
No?
gonna actually hand it to the champ and let the champ do that. You know,
Yeah,
I'm lobbying for that match. I don't, I'll talk to management, see what they can do to get you a title shot. You have earned a title shot, and
Thank
you
you.
should
Finally.
get that title shot.
Finally, you and I agree on something.
Yes.
Agree on something.
Yes.
Thank you,
Yes.
Gerard. Was that
You're
so
welcome.
hard?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Was that so
And
hard?
for me, I want
Mhm.
David Ali to retain his championship because I think you
Mhm.
two deserve a main event together.
I agree.
I don't
Dedicated.
care about that. I just want my match and I want my championship. I'll defeat whoever you give me. Just give me my match.
Fair enough.
Well, there you go. It's been Ashton Starr Week here and throughout the world, and it's been amazing. And we're capping it off here with you joining us.
Should we ask you though before you go how people can watch all of your many appearances this week? Like how can they check out your documentary? and things like
yes.
that.
Yes, absolutely. I'll go ahead and plug myself, even though I'm more than this show. So of course, you can just search my name on IWTV. You'll find many things that pop up. Also, of course, you can go back and watch Southern Honor Wrestling Since Day One with Suzanne and I, which premiered yesterday at noon. Also, you can go back and watch STARRFIRE, the Ashton Starr Story, a documentary about me, the biggest guy in Southern Honor history, which also aired yesterday at 7. So, just busy. Oh, and the Cassandra Cup, honey, which airs this Sunday, where I take home that championship too. Oh, I'm just around here just on top of the world,
As you are.
Congratulations.
Happy
Thank you.
Ashton Starr Week.
Happy
Everyone.
Ashton Starr Week. Oh, God. Yes, amazing.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we can't wait to see you next Friday at SHW 26.
I can wait to see you guys.
Oh,
The
Thank
feeling's
you.
mutual.
Yes, I'm sure. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm. Mhm.
again, guys, sorry. I probably should have just not answered my phone. But that was an impromptu surprise guest this week to cap off Ashton Starr Week. It was the one and only
Gotcha.
Prince of Petty, Ashton Starr. So sorry about that,
Good
guys.
way to make the rounds. Yeah.
Yeah.
He
So-
really has been all over the place. This is a great
Yes.
show to be able to kind of cap off the week, though. If you're going to
Yeah.
end it in a big way, come on our show.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. So,
Ashton's show, remember?
oh, well, when he's on it, though,
When
Right.
he's
So-
on it.
he's not
yeah.
on it. So we can have our show back.
Now back to our regularly scheduled program.
Already in progress.
Already in
Mhm.
progress, which
Mhm.
as we started to tell you at the top of the show, this is the preview show for SHW 26 coming up next Friday at the Action Building. Tickets will go on sale at the door starting at 5 p.m. Doors open at 7 p.m. Bell time at 8 p.m. So you're going to want to get there early, get your tickets, and come join us because we have 7 amazing matches. Of course, you heard us mention one talking there to Ashton Starr about his match with the captain, Sean Dean. And well, let's talk about that real quick because Sean Dean's been away for a long time, and a lot of fans, a lot of newer fans to SHW might not even remember that he was part of SHW before going to AEW, where he's just now been officially signed. And this Friday, or next Friday rather, will be his final ever independent wrestling appearance as he comes back home to SHW to take on the Prince of Petty. So I'm looking forward to that one, man. It's going to be good to have him back.
Personally, I haven't had the pleasure of doing a show at Southern Honor with the captain, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well. Oddly enough, my very first Southern Honor show was the show before the first anniversary show. where we had the first petty party.
Right.
And so that's really my introduction to Shawn Dean, because Shawn Dean interrupted that petty party, which would lead to his match in October. And so it's really intriguing. To me, I find the unique theme. Shawn Dean, Lee Johnson, Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho, Cody Rhodes, all making their final independent wrestling appearances in one place, Southern Honor Wrestling. I think that should tell you all you need to know in terms of why you need to see this match happen, why you need to see Lee Johnson return. There's something special that happens when independent wrestlers decide, well, you know what? I'm going to make my last stop before I go into the great land of being signed. They decide to stop at SHW. There's a lot to be said for that. So I'm excited to see the captain, Shawn Dean. And I honestly think it puts pressure on Shawn Dean.
Yeah.
Your last independent match before going off into AEW land against someone who, as Ashton so eloquently stated, he's never beaten. So this is going to be really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
It's like
like
a
you
really
said,
bad situation here.
Yeah.
And like you mentioned earlier, like, you know, Ashton beat him the last time he was here. And not only is this going to be his final indie appearance, but he's going to want a little bit of payback. He's going to want to go out on top and get a little payback for that time when Ashton beat him at the Still Here 1, the 1-year anniversary show back in October of 2019. It's been that long, folks, since we've seen the captain at SHW. And so, and of course, as Ashton said, he's on a hot streak, and
he is.
He's looking for a title shot. And so, of course, he's not going to want the captain to come in and try to make a name off of Ashton, you know, on his way out the door. So it's going to be a big match with some big situation there between both guys. I don't know. It's going to be big either way. But talking about a guy like Shawn Dean that's going to make his final appearance, you mentioned him here just a second ago. Big shotty Lee Johnson also signed recently to AEW and also making his final appearance here in SHW next Friday. He's going to be taking on the loudest mouth in the South, AC Mack, former brothers of the New Era.
I have to grin every time I think about AC Mack being the loudest mouth in the South. I don't know why. I just feel like there's some kind of connection there with he and I in the ring, even though he's such a douche sometimes. But he was actually nice to me this last show, so I'm not gonna be mad. But
you've kind of learned the routine of like just letting him do it, right? When he comes in the ring.
Yeah, but it's so much fun to try to do it first. It's so much fun to try to get it out before he does, so he can run to the ring and tell me to shut up. Perfect.
And you do it well, though. You do it so well.
I told him, just let me do it. Just take a break. Get ready. Just let me do it. I got this.
Man, that one time you did it and you leaned over the rope, and I was just like, she's killing this right now. Like, oh my God.
And then he tells me that I leaned on the rope too soon. So of course he had to correct me.
Of course.
But it was your first time doing that, so you know.
Right.
Practice
it's not
makes
like
perfect.
I've ever gotten to do it before, but I am looking
because he
forward
won't
to
let
it.
you.
It's gonna be fun.
I got to tell you, Diana, you talk about doing the intro when he comes out. So this was a very rare occasion, and this will never probably ever happen again. But it was kind of like the SHW Lost show. It was the one we did down at the Masquerade prior to a Fozzy concert. And we were out there in the courtyard of the Masquerade. It was a really cool outdoor setup. It was a lot of fun. And at the time, Pat, our boy Pat, was doing the ring announcing, and he couldn't make it to that show. So they had me doing double duty. I was running in the ring, doing ring announcing, and then running back to the commentary table to call the matches. And AC Mack had a match. This is when he was actually still the champion. Right. But see, I'm not the ring announcer, so nobody tells me the drill, right?
Boy.
So I go to try to introduce, and he comes up and he snatched at my. So I know what you mean of him snatching the mic.
Nobody told me the first time either, B.
Right.
I didn't know. He just ran to the ring and took the mic out of my hand. I was like, what?
Wow.
What did I do?
That.
I didn't know. So
you have some of the best reactions, though. You have some of the best reactions, and I love it.
They're genuine. That's the thing.
I know.
This is very true.
I love it.
But the match itself, though, you know, again, this is another tough scenario, right? Like, and maybe this just shows why I'm not in the ring, because if I were to make a final indie appearance, I don't know that I'd want to fight somebody who hasn't been losing lately. Yeah. You know, But that's the case with both Shawn Dean and Lee Johnson. Both of the guys that they're fighting have been on a hot streak, a really, really hot streak. AC Mack has not lost since he's been back in SHW, and there's good reason for it. He too wants to get another shot at the SHW championship. So, obviously you've got the whole new era time there with him and Lee Johnson as well, where Lee kind of, was kind of under the ranks there while AC was the champion. And, there's a part of me that often wonders in scenarios like this, is there any sort of, I don't want to use the word jealousy, but, this idea that, hey, I was the one who led the organization while you were the rookie. Now you're getting signed by the big company, and AC Mack, I don't even believe has had the opportunity to be on AEW Dark yet. So I wonder how much of that is also going to play into this as well. Nobody wants the little brother to pass them. I know this, like, I try not to get jealous of my two younger brothers, but, the idea, funny story, really quick. I was at a mall here in Atlanta, and somebody walked up to me who I did not know and asked me if I was my brother's brother. And I was like, huh? He's in New York. What are you talking about? Like, am I Justin's brother? But so the whole idea that somebody would be like, oh, didn't AC Mack used to hang with Lee Johnson? And now Lee Johnson signed and Matt's not going for that, guys. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So this is going to make for a very challenging match for Lee Johnson, and both of them have a lot to lose and a lot to prove in this match next week.
I agree. It's going to be great.
One of the last times we saw the two together on camera was a backstage segment where AC Mack had just lost the title. He lost it in that War Games match back at Still Here 1. Now, we've seen Lee Johnson prior to the pandemic. He came back for a quick match, which was great. But the last time we saw him with Mack was backstage, where Mack was beating down Lee Johnson, blaming him for Mack losing the title. And so that Lee's going to want to get a little payback here. Another thing I wanted to bring up too, and this goes back to the very first Rumble Jack and AC Mack joining the commentary team and reiterating over and over the fact that he kept calling Lee Johnson his secret weapon of the new era. So that he saw a lot of potential in Lee Johnson. He knew he was going to do big things. He was the new era's secret weapon, according to AC Mack. And then, of course, we saw how basically Mack kicked him out of the new era, beating him down backstage, blaming him for that title loss. So there's a lot of backstory there that I think a lot of fans forget. And that's why we want to talk about it here on this show. And as we're hyping it up for next week, because it's not just, oh, he's coming back for this one-off before he goes off to AEW. No, there's a little bit of backstory. Yeah, there's a little bit of backstory to it. So, and again, kind of like we said with Shawn Dean, not only that, but you're also, if you're Lee Johnson, going to want to leave on a high note before you go off to AEW. So there's a lot riding on this for both guys here. And like you mentioned with Mack, who's riding strong right now, coming off a hot streak himself. So he's not going to want to lose, to Lee Johnson on the way out, to his little brother, as you said. So now when that happened to you in the mall, did you look at the person and go, I'm not his brother, he's my brother. I'm the big brother.
I was trying to even make sense of it. Like, really? Like, that's never happened to me before. Usually they ask him, hey, aren't you Gerard's brother? So it was a whole wait, what? So
But you're right. That's probably the mindset that Mack's going to have right now.
Absolutely.
Wait a second, I'm the big brother here. So I agree. It's going to be interesting, but we are very excited to see both Lee Johnson and Shawn Dean coming back for their final independent stops before they go off to AEW, as they have both been signed recently. And we are so proud of them and can't wait to see them next Friday. It's going to be awesome. Moving on down the card, let's talk about, we talked about maybe Hanson helped Ashton hack into the show here, because as we know, Hanson has hacked his way onto the podcast before. I don't know about this. Does Hanson just have a death wish? Because again, you're right. He's nuts. He's going up against Cyrus the Destroyer again. And this, to make things even crazier, to, I guess, try to avoid some outside interference, we're going to see William Huckabee, who is Hanson's tag partner, being handcuffed to Logan Chase, who is Cyrus's manager, at ringside.
I love that part. I do. I love it.
What an
But it's not
explosive
like,
situation.
I don't know, but it's not like Cyrus needs interference from Logan. I mean, he's
Right.
proven the last 2 times he's faced Hanson. Nothing against Hanson either, because God knows I love that guy. But my God, how many times you gonna be slammed on the apron of the ring by this monster before you realize, hey, you know, maybe this is not a good idea.
Yeah, it's gonna be I feel like it's gonna be another rough night. Although, and we've said it before, even though it was due to a count out, Hanson does hold a victory.
He
does.
does. He was distracted by Huck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What do you think, GB?
I'm nervous about this, and Diana raised a point that I hadn't considered until she said it. Could this actually be advantage Cyrus? Because Cyrus doesn't need the interference of Logan Chase, but Hanson does need the advantage of having Huckabee there to potentially interfere or distract. With that not necessarily being the case, this really could be the death wish for Hanson. It also reminds me of, you ever see in a great music act, people feel like, you know what, I think I'm ready to go solo, and they decide they're going to go solo, and they realize it was a lot easier in the group. I think we got a scenario here where Hanson is feeling himself. Think about it. Think about what's happened since he's teamed with Huckabee. All of a sudden, they've got momentum. They've got the #1 entrance in SHW. They're selling more merch than anybody. And so now you're feeling like, I can take over the world. No.
But in that sense, being Logan is handcuffed to Huck, that doesn't necessarily mean he's not going to be helpful, because if Huck decides he's going to beat the crap out of Logan, what's Cyrus going to do? Let him have it? Or is he?
You're right. Could be a
He could go
distraction.
anywhere in the building
Yeah.
with Logan handcuffed to him, and he can draw Cyrus out if that's the case. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
There's just so many different angles you can go with this, and it's going to be interesting. But mostly, I am looking forward to the entrance.
Yeah.
Yes.
And who knows?
Can't wait to see what the jukebox is going to play this time.
Exactly. Who knows what they're going to pick on the jukebox? We've had Sweet Caroline. We had Friends in Low Places.
Yeah.
And your guess is as good as mine for the next one. I don't know. But it's going to be good. I'm sure it's going to be a feel-good moment again. Because as if the first one, we said the first one was a feel-good moment of the year. And then the very next show, it was like,
right.
Well, there's another feel-good moment of the year, which,
Yeah.
And then on top of that, then you had the Good Old Boys come out right after, which made it even bigger and better. So it was just a crazy moment there. But who knows what they're going to come out to. It's going to be interesting. I'm not feeling good for Hanson, though. I feel bad for the guy. But I know he can take a beating. We've seen it before.
Yes, he can.
And yet he continues to keep coming back and keep fighting. So you got to give it up to him. He's got the heart. He's got the heart for sure. But
maybe he's just had enough beer that everything is numb.
That could be. That's a good point.
Beer and waffles will do that.
Yeah.
So I've heard.
Well, one thing that I wondered, we talked about the part of the Honor Society being involved in this match, and Chase will be handcuffed and will be out of the picture, we think. But what is that going to do with what is it going to say about Kevin Ryan and Jordan Kingsley? However, we don't know what order these matches are going to go. So, for instance, this match that I'm about to talk about is going to be Kingsley and Ryan taking on Technical Excellence. Perhaps that match happens prior to the Hanson-Cyrus match, and maybe they'll get beat down in that match. Maybe they'll be wore out by that match, and there won't be a factor in the other match. I don't know. Either way, but it could possibly go the other way, where perhaps they win. Maybe they're coming off a high after beating Technical Excellence, which would be a huge deal for those guys. And then they could get involved in the match, and they're not handcuffed to anybody. So I don't know. It's just
there's just a lot.
I don't feel good for Hanson is all I'm saying. But
not at all.
But let's talk about this match with Kingsley and Ryan taking on Chip Day and Kyle Matthews, Technical Excellence. I'm excited for this one. This one's got show stealer written all over it, I think.
Oh, for real. There's going to be a lot of high flying, high kicking. Okay. Oh, gosh. There's going to be so much aerial stuff. It's going to be ridiculous, but it's technical. It's going to be great. I cannot wait.
Yeah.
One of the best matches of the night, I believe.
Yeah. The crazy part is, let's not forget that last month, certainly they each had singles matches that tore the house down, you
Right.
know, and so, or the month before rather, they had
Right.
singles matches that tore the house down. And so to see them actually get together in a tag team scenario, sign me up for this. This is going to be a match I think we're going to be talking about for a while. I honestly think it's must win for the Honor Society, because if
Yeah.
they want to be taken seriously for tag team contention, they have to win this match. And I still maintain they never did get a rematch for the tag team championships after being in the finals a year ago in that steel cage. And so but they've been wrestling singles matches. They've not really focused on it. This would be the match that would get them back in contention. The other side of it, of course, is technical excellence is now really starting to find their groove. You know, it's like Stella, they got their groove back. And now the deal is, hey, can we be considered for championships? And I got to tell you, I'd love to see them in the title picture. And this could be the match that gets them there.
Definitely. They would be awesome champions.
Oh my gosh, I would love that.
They have a feat in front of them right now, though, and considering the challengers for the titles, this show is going to be. How did that happen?
Oh, sticky situations, B-Dub.
Go ahead.
We'll get to that match. I was going to go to a different match first, but you know what? Let's go ahead and talk about this one. So the tag team titles, right?
Yeah.
All I know is what gets passed down to me from management. Of course, as GB knows, they don't tell us a whole lot. But all I know is that, unfortunately, I was told Joey Lynch, due to circumstances outside of our, we can't control this, but he's unable to compete. And rather than, I guess, having Matt try to team with somebody else for this rematch, they're just not going to have the rematch happen at this show. But they also didn't want to let Lethal Poison get off the hook without having to defend the titles. Mm-hmm. So I was surprised, just as anyone was, as earlier this week we found out that Ben and his father, Bull Buchanan, will be teaming together to take on Lethal Poison for the SHW tag team titles.
It just blows my mind. No disrespect at all. Those guys are amazing. Yeah. And I really can't wait to see Bull in the ring for the first time for me.
Yeah.
But wow. I mean, first, the ending of Ben's match where Bull was helping him out, he didn't seem like he really wanted him to help him out.
Right.
Yeah.
So now they're going to tag against the champ. I mean,
I mentioned it to GB last week because we talked about the same thing. Is I almost think maybe it was because, he had injured his knee. Ben had injured his knee during the match. And it was almost one of those things. I think he was probably frustrated because that was his fault. He tried a fancy move and he ended up injuring himself. I think that
or something.
Yeah. And I think that cost him the match. And I think he knows that. And I also think he's a prideful person, and his dad was trying to help him at the end, trying to walk there. And I think he was like, you know what? I got this. But when they worked together in the ring, and they took out Austin Towers over the top. I mean, that was impressive. And prior to that, when it was just Bull going toe-to-toe with Austin Towers. And I think a lot of people were like, whoa, he's still got it. He has still got it.
Oh, it shocked me. I was like, holy crap, he's going for it. And it was, I was like, who is this guy? What's going on? That's Austin freaking Towers. But then that's Bull freaking Buchanan.
So that's the thing. Like, I'm not saying that it's not going to be an amazing match and that these guys aren't worthy of this opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
But I do think that the other tag teams within SHW have to be kind of scratching their heads going, no, wait a second.
Yeah.
Why are these guys getting to jump the line? They're coming in here at the last second and now they're getting a title shot. So
especially if they win. So
right. I mean, who knows? So it's just kind of as we're the ones usually stirring the pot. But I think if they win, especially, this is stirring up the pot here in the tag division at SHW.
Yeah. So picture it, Sicily, 1912. But seriously, picture it. It's October 2020, and it is the 2nd year anniversary of Southern Honor Wrestling, and a tag team comes who's never competed before and jumps the line to get a tag team title shot. Oh, wait. They're WWE Hall of Famers. They're 9-time NWA tag team champs. Okay, I can see that. Makes sense to me.
Right.
Fast forward, of course, Gary says, hey, I'm going to bring in the best tag teams. We're going to beef up this tag team division. Okay. Now, look, we've got 4 or 5 tag teams on the card next Friday night. We saw that amazing match with the Washington Bullets last month. You know, we've seen teams perform here. Bull Buchanan, who I respect, beat up a man at the end of a match to save his son. So that is how we're giving out tag title matches now? I mean, next at this rate, next month we'll get a tag team title match because, you know, I handed Sunny Days some barbed wire. Like, I mean, you get a tag title match, you get a tag title match, you get a tag title. I just think where this is problematic for me is if I'm Technical Excellence, if I'm the Honor Society, if I'm All-Star Special, all these tag teams who have been winning and doing the work here month in, month out. Right. Neither Bull Buchanan or Ben Buchanan have been in a tag team match in SHW, period.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's a lot of questions to be answered here. And again, I say, if they win the tag team championships, we've got a problem, folks. So please don't read this as disrespect towards Ben and Bull, because it is not. Hey, they've got the title shot next week. We could be talking about them as the new SHW Tag Team Champions. But for the folks who've been here doing the work, this isn't the Rock and Roll Express. That's all I'm saying.
You know, and
I agree.
I totally agree. But here's the thing, too. Think about Lethal Poison, who they're angry all the time, right? They won the tag titles at the last show. And they're still angry just because they're just always angry. I don't know why, but they're always angry. Could you imagine if they end up losing to this tag team that just got thrown into the title shot picture here against, no disrespect to Bull, but a guy who, you know,
is retired,
coming basically out of retirement, and to the young up-and-comer who's fairly new to the business still, Ben Buchanan. Could you imagine what kind of mood Lethal Poison would be in if they were to lose this match?
I'm frightened. I'm frightened at the possibility of that.
But
it could happen.
If they were to lose this match, it would be on them.
Yeah,
it would be.
It's theirs to win. It's theirs to lose. It's really up to them.
And there would be history made. It would be the first father-son team in SHW to win the tag team championship. So
absolutely,
there's all sorts of possibilities here.
That would be something special. And, of course, we can't forget, and we'll get to him in a minute here, but you can't forget the connection that we think that Gunnar Miller is the new member. It was never told to us officially, but we saw the handshake, we saw the hug, we saw the fist bump at the last show. There's something going on there with Gunnar and Lethal Poison. We'll get to Gunnar here in a second, but before we get to that, one more big match I want to talk about. You know, we had a Hoss fight. We called it last month when it was Ben Buchanan taking on Austin Towers. Well, let me just say, next week, Godzilla vs. Kong is coming out in theaters. Everybody's looking forward to this huge blockbuster. But next Friday, SHW 26, we've got a blockbuster of our own. We're two giants. I'm talking about Austin Towers, Logan Creed, are going to go toe-to-toe. It's our own blockbuster movie happening inside an SHW ring. What do you guys think?
They got to reinforce the freaking road.
Please.
Yeah.
Last time Logan faced another giant guy, they broke the darn thing.
They did.
That was crazy. That was
they
crazy.
Did.
And I don't see it being different. These two guys are out for blood. They both got vendettas, and I think Logan, being his first match back since that whole kick in the face and his kid there, it's not going to be pretty at all.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's not going to be pretty. It's going to be a fight that we're not going to soon forget. And again, Logan wants to get his hands on David Ali. Let's not forget that. Perhaps the quickest way to do that is to go through Austin Towers. Now, going through Austin Towers isn't exactly quick.
No.
But it is a guaranteed way. You remove that out of the way, it's a straight path to David Ali.
Definitely.
Yeah. You know, we touched on this a little bit last week too, GB, about Logan, you know, he's kind of I would think he's got it out for not only Ali but Gunnar as well, because Gunnar
Yeah.
put him on the shelf initially when he concussed him in that match
That's
that they
right.
had at the end of last year.
That's right.
And so I don't know that he really cares which one it ends up being, who wins the title match tomorrow. I mean, next Friday. But I
Yeah.
think either way, he's got it out for both these guys, whether there's a belt
Yeah.
involved or not.
He
I
sure
think he would
does.
be happy with it being a three-way with them, with
Oh,
Logan, David,
could you
and
imagine
Gunnar.
that?
In a cage. I mean,
Oh.
that would be crazy, right?
Armchair booking here from the SHW
Listen,
podcast.
listen, watch out, Dylan. She's coming for you.
Stirring the pot over there.
Sheesh, that is
I love
good.
it.
It'd be great.
Yeah.
That'd be an awesome match because that way
Yeah.
Logan can get his hands on both of them. Of course, they all have to fight still.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, of course, we mentioned Gunnar, we mentioned Ali, and, of course, that is our big main event, the big SHW championship match. You knew Gunnar was going to get a title shot eventually. It was bound to happen. We just weren't sure when it was going to take place. And Ali, of course, still retaining the title after a couple of crazy months, crazy matches that he was involved with, but still able to walk away with the title. So it's going to be next Friday, SHW 26. The title's on the line. No crazy stipulation. It's just going to be a straight-up wrestling match. You're going to have the savior, David Ali, taking on the people's captain, Gunnar Miller.
So, just a thought, because Austin always has something to do in a match with David. He would have to worry about Corey and Judas if there is really an alliance there. I don't know if he wants to do that.
Not only that, but he's got to survive.
Straight up.
He's got to survive Logan Creed before that anyway.
It might be just a straight up match this time. Let's see what David's got. Can you do it?
Yeah, you know, I would say that, but in my mind, there is as stacked of a deck as I've ever seen for Gunnar Miller.
Yeah.
Let's paint the picture, shall we?
Yeah.
He is aligned. I know we don't want to say it, but let's just say it. He is aligned with Lethal Poison. You do not handshake and hug people you cannot stand. He pushed them away for the last few months. Finally, he let his guard down. He's connected to them. And of course, after he's connected to them, suddenly he gets a title shot. But then the other piece of this that we haven't talked about, who is Gunnar's best friend? Oh, wait, that guy, Gary Lamb. Yeah, Gary Lamb, the same guy who intentionally screwed Logan Creed to allow Gunnar Miller to become the #1 contender. He has been trying to do everything as invisibly as possible to position Gunnar in the best light. He thought he had it with Joe Black. Now you've got, can you imagine? There's a picture that could happen at the end of SHW 26. Oh, God. It is the tag team champions, Lethal Poison, if they win their match. The new SHW champion, potentially, Gunnar Miller. And the fourth man, the invisible hand, who's really been playing us all, Gary Lamb, who I would go so far as to say could be the actual guy behind Lethal Poison.
So you think very possibly that Gary and Corey are actually tight rather than...
Let me tell you something. It has been a proven fact that when people speak so highly about folks they don't like, it means they really like them. This is what happened when we were kids in the sandbox. You like the little girl, and she says, no. She just throws stuff at you and she hits you because she likes you. It happens in high school. It happens as grown people, and it is happening now. Don't be surprised if the reason Gary Lamb has given such a hard time to Corey Hollis is because he's been the one orchestrating the plan all along. If it happens, don't call it a spoiler because I told you so.
Wow.
I see it. I mean, that's like awesome observation. I mean, that's very possible. Very possible.
You just blew my mind, GB.
Yeah.
Gary Lamb, listen, Gary has been behind some things that we wouldn't imagine him being behind.
Yeah.
And he is the guy who looks one way, but really could do something completely different.
This is true.
Folks, I'm telling you, you gotta come out and see these shows for yourself. You gotta see what's gonna happen. We don't know what's gonna happen. We just come
No
on this
clue.
podcast.
Just my mind working here.
We just speculate. We don't know what's gonna happen. We know as much as you guys do. But go back, watch us on IWTV, SHW. Use that code SHW for 5 days free. IndependentWrestling.tv. Go back and binge watch every episode. There's 25 up there now, and that'll lead you right into next Friday.
Draw your own conclusions.
Right? Yeah, draw your own conclusions. Exactly. So that'll lead you right into SHW 26 next Friday. It's going to be one heck of a show. And those are the big matches we know about. We don't know what else could happen between now and next week, but that's what we know about going into it. So, and who knows what might happen at the show. There's stuff that happens all the time that blow our minds.
Changes every time. Every time. I get a card and something's always different. So
you just never know. Something might change. We might have some surprise guests. You just never know.
You never know who's going to show up.
That's right. Oh,
well, you never know.
I got to tell you, I love that shirt. Diana, for those of you that aren't that are watching and not just listening, Diana's got a great Tony Schiavone shirt on. And, he showed up at a show not too long ago. So.
He sure did. He has his own coffee. What in the world?
Yeah, Schiavone. What's that?
Schiavone coffee.
There you go, Schiavone coffee.
Drink it in, man.
I love it.
Awesome.
I have that one too.
Well, y'all.
Wait, before we go,
yeah, go ahead. What's up?
Earlier this week, there was a special birthday.
Oh.
The birthday of our own Diana Michelle, who celebrated her birthday last Sunday. So happy birthday to the announcer of the year. We love you very much.
I love you guys too. It's been amazing. I'm so happy and proud of this bond we have. Well,
yes,
I won't get mushy for everybody to hear, but I love you.
We love you too. And now I feel bad because it is your birthday week, and I made the mistake of answering my phone earlier and having Ashton Starr come on our episode here and kind of spoil your birthday. I apologize.
No. I held my own with Ashton.
You did.
Good. I'm good. I know when to give and take and when to push and pull. And he's too much fun.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I should thank our guest, Ashton Starr. It was impromptu. It was unexpected, but thank him for coming out on the show here and being on for Ashton Starr Week and being our guest here this week.
Right. Proud of him.
Yeah. Well, and we're proud of you, Diana. Again, you're making history all over the place as the first female to win Announcer of the Year in the state of Georgia. Well-deserved, well-earned. And, in this business, I've heard it said, you can make friends, you can make money. We're fortunate enough to do both. And so it is a real pleasure to watch really what all of us are doing. I mean, I just think, there are certain people who don't understand that you can really work hard and good things can happen strictly off of hard work. But I've watched that happen with all three of us. And so I am excited when it's birthday season for you guys because you're just great people. Yes, and so it's unfortunate that some people don't understand that, but I have the privilege of talking to these guys, not just podcast day and not just show day. We literally talk every day. And they are great people. So to those, give me 30 seconds. There are some who think we're new, and to some we are new, right? So when you're the new guys on the block, people don't understand. They've said that about our entire organization. Where'd this SHW come from? Who do they think they are? And they've got all kinds of things to say. Listen, you as fans, you understand who we are. Real. There's an old saying that says real recognizes real. You guys recognize who we are and what we do. And so to those who don't understand it, just come watch us, come hang us. Just watch what we do, right? Like, this isn't us patting ourselves on the back. Diana will never do it. Brandon will never do it. I don't generally do it, but I'm going to pat them on the back because they're amazing people. And I do get a wee bit defensive when people decide to try to say stupid stuff. And so I'll just help you understand this. It is possible to be both talented and beautiful and successful. That's possible. Yeah. You're seeing it in front of you. Drink it in, man. Drink it in.
I love you so much.
I'm pointing at Diana because she's.
It's Diana.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I don't.
Oh, you guys are beautiful too.
Okay,
Well,
okay,
thank
okay.
you. Thank you. I will say this: all of us, and what I love about us is, again, we're genuine people, right? And
Yeah.
we don't do what we do for accolades or anything else. We do it because we love this business,
Love it.
and
Love
we've been granted with some amazing opportunities. And I hate that the business has had people in it who just don't simply believe that it's possible to actually get things via merit, but it is. And so I am grateful that we get the opportunity to do that. And for all of our fans and those who watch what we do, thank you. And for those who don't understand, keep watching. We'll annoy you some more.
Just a little bit. So good.
I could not have said it any better myself, GB. I love you guys. And look, I look forward to seeing you guys next Friday for SHW 26. But until then, this has been SHW.
This is our wrestling.